Fire Service Warrior. What we're going to go through today is a quick review of our prescribed warm-up. We get some questions from time to time about what exactly everything in the warm-up is. We want to go ahead and put that out there in an easy-to-view format for you. So, our warm-up begins with either a 500-meter row or run, or 2 minutes of jumping rope. What we're looking for is just some basic kind of monostructural metabolic conditioning. Fancy way of saying, I want to get my heart rate up a little bit. I want to get the blood flowing. I just want to elevate the body temperature, get things moving. My body's going to perform better as it starts to warm up. So somewhere in that 2 to 3 minutes worth of simple, easy monostructural work is going to get me started. Next thing that we do is we go through a prescription of push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, overhead squats, and dynamic range of motion. We're going to take a second, we're going to demonstrate each of those things real fast and offer you a few quick tips and techniques. Alright, push-ups. We've gone over this before, we'll go over it again. What we're looking for in the push-up: hands on the ground, body in a nice plank position. We don't want to see any of this big sway back, we don't want to see any of this big cat motion with the butt up in the air. Nice plank position. Chest comes all the way down and touches the deck. I can do a CrossFit game style push-up where my hands release and I push back off or not. Ultimately, what I'm looking for is full range of motion, chest all the way down, all the way back up to full extension. That's our push-up. All right, pull-ups now. What we're looking for our pull-up. We can do a dead hang pull-up, we can do a kip pull-up of some sort. Either way is acceptable. What we're really looking to do, build a little bit of muscular endurance in the upper back, get the upper back warmed up, get the shoulders warmed up, and moving through the paces. So our push-up, or our pull-ups I should say, can look like this. A strict dead hang, or some kind of kick. Either of these is perfectly acceptable. Without a doubt, the more dead hang pulls you do, the more pure upper back strength that you're working on. If you don't already have a good pull-up, we've shown you methods in the past where you can use bands for assistance, you can do jumping pull-ups, things along those lines. Sit-ups. Our preferred sit-up is using an ab mat to support our lower back. Typically, when we do a sit-up, what we see, or what we feel, or what we hear is two distinct thumps. That first thump that we hear is our abdominal muscles trying to fire backwards against our spine. However, our spine no longer having anything to keep it firm and strong, we lose that abdominal contraction. The second thump we hear is our shoulders hitting the ground. Using the ab mat, or a rolled up towel, or a bundled up sweatshirt, or something else to provide some lumbar support is going to allow us to exercise that abdominal muscle, or those abdominal muscles through the full range of motion. We used a larger part of the ab mat, placed up against our butt, butterfly our feet, hands go out behind us, hands come up and touch our toes. Nice full range of motion all the way along. All right, overhead squats. We prescribe the overhead squat because we like the additional core structural work that it gives us. It forces us to focus on midline stabilization, forces us to focus on getting things locked out overhead. These are all positions that we as firefighters can have difficulty with, but mastering them is going to improve our capacity to function physically on the fire ground. So for our overhead squat, what we're looking to do, we want a fairly wide grip on the bar, where that barbell is going to be locked out overhead, about anywhere from 6 to 12 inches above our head. We're going to set our feet in our squat stance. We're going to rotate, lock out, big breath, brace ourselves, squat all the way down, and all the way back up. 10 reps of that. The barbell may be a difficult place to start for many folks. Do not hesitate to begin working on this maneuver and working on this technique with a piece of PVC pipe, an almost weightless object, to get comfortable with the positions, get comfortable with the range of motion. It's a good starting place. Next up, our 1 minute plank hold. As part of both rounds of our warm-up, we want to go ahead and hold a plank position for 1 solid minute. what we're looking for with our plank. Arms down on the ground, body fully planked out, up on the toes, nice and tight, good body position. We're going to hang out here for 1 minute. After we've done our 1 minute plank, we want to work on a little bit of dynamic range of motion work. What do we mean when we say dynamic range of motion work? We're essentially working on mobility in our joints. We're going to focus a lot on our shoulders and on our hips, joints that get a lot of action through the course of our workouts. Using our piece of PVC pipe, we want to go ahead and take what is going to essentially be our snatch with grip on the bar. Okay, that's going to be in the crease of my hip. I want to just be where that bar falls nice and comfortably. Elbows are extended but not rigidly locked out. Shoulders are nice and neutral, wrists are nice and neutral. I'm going to begin by working on what we call some shoulder dislocations. I'm just going to take that pipe up and overhead and all the way behind. I want to try and maintain that elbow lock. If I have to take a wider grip to get the shoulder pass through to happen, that's perfectly acceptable. 10 of these. I'm going to start warming up that shoulder. Now we're going to do some circles. We're going to bring the bar high and around the back. High in front of the face, high around the back. We're going to go both directions. What you're going to find is that one side when you start, either your left hand starting or your right hand starting, is going to feel more natural. You just want to work on that skill set as part of your dynamic range of motion. It's going to help warm that shoulder up, get the blood flowing in there, get things moving. The next thing that we're going to move on to are some leg kicks. Leg kicks are pretty straightforward. We're working on warming up the hamstring, working on warming up the groin, working on warming up the adductors, a whole bunch of different things. Pretty straightforward. Using our piece of PVC for balance, I'm just going to kick straight back, kick straight up. All I'm doing here is looking to keep my body nice and upright and just slowly warm that leg up. Both legs 10 times. Next, some side out kicks. All I'm looking for there, again, using my piece of PVC as balance, bring the leg in front of me and out to the side. As that leg gets warm, I should be able to slowly kick higher and higher without feeling any pain or discomfort. This is going to help warm up all of that structure along the outside of the leg as well. Once we've done these 2 sets of movements, upper and lower body, there are a couple other things that I like to throw into my dynamic range of motion. I like to do what we call up and overs. I bring my arms back, I bring them up over my head. I have a lot of stiffness in my shoulders and a lot of limited range of motion. These additional exercises just help me with getting those shoulders warmed up. If I'm doing a lot of Olympic lifting, I'll incorporate wrist circles. Both directions, just warming up that wrist, getting it nice and fluid and loose. Those are the basic dynamic range of motion exercises. The last part of our warm-up that we prescribe is what's known as the Burgener warm-up. We're going to go ahead and provide a link to the Burgener warm-up for you. This is a warm-up program created by Coach Burgener, which encourages the development of basic skills in learning the snatch. Taking 2 to 3 minutes as part of your workout every day and working on that Burgener warm-up is going to allow you to develop better kinesthetic awareness when it comes to things like your shrug, your pull, speed under the bar, and whatnot. So please follow the link below. Check out Coach Burgener teaching the Burgener warm-up. All right, that's the basics of the Fire Service Warrior warm-up. We prescribe this every single day as part of our warm-up before our workout. Helps us work on some of the key muscular strength and conditioning components, helps get the blood moving, helps get us warm, helps get us loose, helps make sure that we've got that good baseline before we go into our workout. That's all for now. Have a great week. Cheers.